this video we're taking a look at the Trangia storm cooker. This is the larger version, this is the 25. There's also a smaller version called the 27. It didn't make sense to me either, but that's just the way they do things. This is a very old design, and the prototype was created in 1951 and it has changed just a little bit, but not a lot. There are many different variations. Mostly the difference is in materials that are being used. This is the non-stick version, and the cooker itself is just aluminium. So just for size comparison, I also have a jet boil flash here. It is a whole lot bigger. This is a full cook set though. Let's have a look. It is being held together by this strap. This strap goes in here, underneath, and through here as well. So you can just pull it out and try not to lose it. So this is the frying pan. This foil here is to protect the non-stick material. Trangia recommends that you keep it here. This is the burner. We'll have a look at this in a bit. Was also able to fit a small gas canister in here. There are different configurations. There's also a version with a kettle. This one just has two pans. A larger one and a slightly smaller one, and they fit together nicely. And this is the two-part storm cooker. So this is the bottom. Those openings here allow for airflow. This part is to protect the flame from the wind. You just put it on top, twist, and then it's locked together. So this is a very simple design, but that is what makes it so powerful. And the construction is very stable. If you want to use the frying pan, which is slightly bigger, you can use it like this. And if you want to use the pots, they go on the inside like this. And then you can use the frying pan as a lid, or if you use the smaller pan, the larger one also fits on top and can act as a lid. The set also comes with a pot gripper. That's this thing here. This is also a very old school design. You can see they drilled some holes here just to save some weight. It works very well. Okay. So now let's have a look at the gas burner. So this is a gas burner. It's a remote gas burner, meaning that the stove doesn't sit on top of the gas canister, as is the case with the jet boil, for example. This part here, this is to preheat the gas before it gets to the flame. And this will just allow you to get better performance from the gas in colder temperatures. And this is another great thing about this gas burner, is you can regulate the flame, which isn't the case on many stoves. On many stoves it's just on and off, and here it can be regulated. It means you can have a lower flame. And that's something you really want for cooking, because otherwise you'll be burning everything. So if we have a closer look at this gas burner, the edges on this, they're razor sharp. You can really cut your fingers on this, and I have a couple of times. What also happens is this bit will fall underneath and actually Actually, if you look at the Trangia catalog, this is how they've displayed it in one of the pictures. This is wrong, as this part should sit above. This is how you can squeeze this. So let's see how that works. To get it into the cooker, first we start with this bit. And you can see there are two openings on here. This is for the gas burner, and this one is for a multi-fuel stove. So we're gonna use this one. And you just pull it through here. And now we'll need to squeeze this bit to get it in here. Next, we're going to attach the gas canister. Just make sure that this valve is fully closed before doing so. I have a larger gas canister here. Okay, so now you could do two things. You could light it first, or you can put this windshield on top. It depends on the weather conditions, I guess. So you probably won't be able to see the flame, but you can hear it. This is probably the minimum. I'll turn it up to max, just that you can hear how much noise it makes. Noise levels are really not that bad, especially if you compare this to something like the Jetboil or the MSR Pocket Rocket. Okay, so now let's remove the gas burner and we'll try the alcohol stove. I really do like this gas burner for a few reasons. One, it's because it's a remote canister burner, so that means that this whole thing can sit just a bit lower to the ground. Otherwise, especially with the larger canister, the burner would have to be on top, which can catch a bit more wind and is also a trip hazard. This part is a bit fiddly though, and it can make a bit of noise with all the metal parts. Again, great burner. I'm just surprised that the edges are so sharp, even in this day and age. If it was 1951, I would have understood it. I think they should have changed some of their production to make this more user-friendly. So alcohol stoves. This is a alcohol stove. It's not the original Trangia, but it's pretty much an identical copy. This is the simmer ring that you can control, that you can use to control the flame. This is the cap. It keeps everything in place. It keeps the alcohol in there. I already used it this morning, so I still have some alcohol in here, so we can just go ahead and use it. Right, so you can use this bit to turn off the flame, essentially. Don't use this because there's a rubber ring here, and if it burns, you have a chance of leakage. So you can light the stove in different ways. You can just use a lighter. A match would be best, or if you want to do it old school, When it starts burning, you can't really see it. You just need to gently move your hand above it to feel if there's any warmth coming from it. Put the windshield on top. So why would you use an alcohol burner? I'm using it for colder temperatures. Found that it's more reliable in those temperatures. However, it does take a very long time to boil anything. What I would also do is, if I just want to have a lower flame, so I don't need all that high temperature, this would work very well. So now I have some water in here, and we'll use this as a lid. I think it takes around 8 or 9 minutes to boil 1 liter of water, so that's quite some time. With the gas stove, that can be in 2 to 3 minutes. So this might still take quite a while before water gets boiling. So yeah, what are good reasons to get a Trangia? If you're just boiling water, this is probably not for you. But if you really want to get cooking outdoors, this offers a lot of possibilities. This is a very reliable piece of equipment. It is a bit bigger, it's a bit bulky. If you think this is too big, you can have a look at the Trangia 27. That's a slightly smaller version. Looking at the weight, it's around 1 kilogram. Depending on which materials you get. What I also like a lot is that all the parts are replaceable. That means that you can buy this pan, for example, you can buy it separately. If anything breaks or gets damaged, you can just replace it easily without needing to get a whole new set. At the same time, it is quite modular. You don't always need to bring everything, although you do need these 2 parts actually, and you'll probably need this to close it all off, but maybe you just want to bring 1 pan. And also do remember that there's still some room left within here next to the gas burner, so you can just use it as storage for some food as well.